Welcome to day 12. I'm super excited for today. It's going to be a really juicy topic. We're going to talk about feeling alive, living from a place within yourself where you let life flow in. Hello, Amanda. Thank you for joining. Feel free to share any comments you have, but today we're going to be talking about feeling alive, living a magical life. You know, most people are living, they're breathing, but they're not fully alive. They're not fully experiencing life. They are suppressing themselves. They are numb. They are bored. They are stagnant. They don't feel magic. Life really has the ability to flow through you, for you to experience all of it, you know? And so what we're going to talk about today in this episode is aliveness is not something you chase. Aliveness is not something that is outside of you. Aliveness is literally inside of you. And as I'm speaking, I feel alive. I'm deeply connected to everything within myself that is arising. And so if you want to feel so lit up by your life, if you want to feel magic, aliveness, you need to be connected to yourself deeper. And your ability to feel alive is based on the state of your nervous system. I'm going to say that again. Your ability to feel alive is based on the state of your nervous system, your capacity to be able to be with all of it. And the problem, many people are experiencing that, why they don't feel like so turned on by life, so lit up, is because they're stuck in survival mode. They're trying to survive. They're pushing, controlling, forcing, hustling, all like this intense type of energy. And when you're in that type of energy, it makes you no longer feel excited about life. It makes you feel completely disconnected from your complete life force. The life force inside of you is that deep feminine energy. And men have it as well. Men and women have it. And so if you are someone where you don't really feel like hungry for more, you feel kind of like in this like stagnant type of stale energy, or your body feeling flat, it's not because you need to get more out there, money, success, business, partner, dream life, all of that. It's because you need to go inward and connect deeper within yourself to feel that passion, to feel that aliveness. But for many people, in order for you to feel that pleasure, that aliveness, like in your body, you can feel this energy as I'm speaking. It's like coming through me. It's not a mental concept. In order to access that life force inside of yourself, to ignite it, you need to release shame. You need to release fear. You need to release scarcity, overthinking, all of those emotions. Because the only way out is through. And so 99% of people, not 99, 100% of people are experiencing deep shame. They are living from places of deep shame. And when you're living from places of deep shame, it connects you, or it disconnects you from your whole life force, from pleasure, to feel alive, to feel like your life feels so juicy, so good. And this is all about my work. I help you release shame to connect back to your natural state with is abundance. And from that place, you feel magic. You feel alive. And so really, if you are someone that doesn't feel alive, it's not because something's wrong with you. It's not because you need to fix something. You just need to connect back to your true essence, your authenticity. But for many people, what's blocking it is shame. I'm going to pause to stay in my body. I'm going to take a sip of water. And so I want to go over like what aliveness actually is, because there's a huge misconception. People think that they only feel alive when they have the perfect life, when they have this and that. But experiencing aliveness has nothing to do with the externals. Experiencing aliveness has to do with all about allowing and connecting with your full truth. This is not like a cute little concept. This is not like go chase things outside of you. Your full spectrum truth is all about having nervous system safety, connecting to your true desire inside of your heart. God put a desire in your heart for a reason. But for many people, they suppress it, they block it. They're like, no, that's not my desire. No, because in order to claim your desire, you need to be all of you. You need to be who you truly are. Like, for example, for me in my life, my whole life up until 31, I'm 32 now, I was chasing external things, the success, the business, the corporate, all of that. And I got all of it. But I was suppressing my true heart's desire, which is to be deeply connected into my body, to be deeply connected with my truth, to lead from my heart, to help guide people back to heart, to love, to truth, to abundance. I didn't want to claim that because my whole identity, my whole life was built on this like hyper masculine power, independence avatar, when that is not me at all. So it was hard to step into all of this because of my own shame. And so when we disconnect from aliveness, when we betray our truth. What is the truth inside your heart that you're scared to claim, that you don't want to? We disconnect from aliveness when we abandon our own needs. Oh no, that's okay. I'm not faced by anything. Sound familiar? I did that my whole life. And when we suppress desire, we literally suppress our life force, our pleasure, our magic, our aliveness. And I'm not just speaking about pleasure like for women. This is also for men. And so if you are someone that wants to experience aliveness, this is not a cute mental concept. It's something that comes from deep connection within your body and your life force. This is all about feeling all of it. To get to pleasure, you need to feel all of it. You need to feel the grief, the joy, the power, the peace, like all of it, the shame, the guilt, all of it. And the truth is, you don't feel alive when you get everything you desire from the external world, or, like you're waiting for life. You don't feel alive when life gets easier. You feel alive when you get honest with yourself and your truth. And aliveness isn't about feeling good all the time. To be alive is all about feeling all of it. Not getting swept away with all of it. There's a feminine and masculine balance here. The feminine is all about connecting you deeper to that feeling, that sensual side. The masculine has the container, the structure. You don't want to just drown in the feeling, because then you're going to feel just like drowning. You need both. Men and women both have this. And so aliveness is not about feeling good all the time. It's about feeling everything. Like I mentioned, your grief, your desire, your rage. Many people shun down or suppress their rage. But rage, anger is just a secondary emotion. Underneath it is deep love, sometimes even deep grief. And grief is the portal back to unconditional love. And so if you want to feel just lit up, so alive, you need to give yourself the opportunity and the gift to feel it all. Most people avoid their emotions to feel safe, but that literally kills your aliveness. You will kill your magnetism. Your authenticity is what brings it all out. And authenticity comes from feeling all of it. Life is not just butterflies and rainbows. Life is not just, the positive. It's all of it. And so the more that you build safety within your body, the more that you'll feel safe to feel all of it. But also a big part of it comes down to healing shame, and the shame around being too much or not enough. And when you are in the energy of like, I'm too much or I'm not enough, your nervous system goes and freeze, and then you numb yourself, you overthink, you disconnect from your body. And when you're disconnected from your body, you're operating in overactive masculine energy, which is like hyper control, hustle, constant doing. And when you're in this type of energy, you're not able to create space to feel or receive. And so really, guys, it comes down to no longer suppressing, no longer numbing yourself, no longer, judging yourself for whatever arises. You can't decide, oh, I don't want to feel this, but I only want to feel this. That's not aliveness. Aliveness is the full spectrum. And so when you stop avoiding your emotions, stop suppressing yourself, your power comes back online, your magnetism, your gift. Life becomes easier, not because you feel great all the time, but because you're connected to your own truth. And your emotional range is your aliveness range. I'm going to say that again. Your emotional range is your aliveness range. If you want more joy, you must also face everything else. You don't access the joy or the light without going through the darkness. And so we're going to do just like a quick practice together. I'm going to drink some water. But I want you to place your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And I want you to just like with your eyes closed, what would it feel like to feel alive? Not the mind, but the body. Where do you want to feel this juiciness, this pleasure? And I want you to notice the difference between feeling alive and feeling numb. Just still connecting with your heart. Hello, Amelia. We're doing a short somatic practice. If you want to just place your hand on your heart and just take a deep breath. And just notice what it would feel like to feel alive, to feel like deeply connected to all of you, all of your power, your full expression. The feminine, where you're letting life like flow through you. It feels so juicy and good. Yes, this is also for men. We're talking about aliveness and pleasure, and to feel deeply alive. And to feel deeply alive is not just like life's perfect, it's all great. It's about being really deeply connected in with your full essence. Like you can feel this energy just like flowing through me. And so I'm going to kind of call out a few things because I know more people joined. But aliveness is not about feeling good all the time. Aliveness is not just about light and love. Aliveness is about feeling everything. And in order to feel everything, that comes from releasing shame. That something's wrong with you, that, you're not enough, you're too much, this and that. And so when you're operating in shame, you're operating in overactive masculine energy, which is like hyper control, hustle, constant doing. There's no space to receive. And so really what it comes down to is giving yourself full permission to like be your true authentic self, your full expression. And for many people, they're not able to fully express and be who they are because they're still stuck in identities that they carved for themselves, like avatars. My whole life, I was like hyper masculine. I was like, doing, taking action, this and that. And my heart was like, no, it's time to be who you truly are. And who you truly are is not who you've been your whole life. So that was hard, guys. That was really, really hard. And so we really lose aliveness when we are stuck in this narrative that came from childhood that, don't be too much, don't need anyone, you can hold it by yourself, don't be needy, don't be emotional, don't be this, that. And that childhood conditioning creates programs in the mind and body. And then that shame suppresses desire. The shame suppresses emotions. Desire comes from within. So your desire is going to be very different than mine. There's no competition in this world. Everyone's like, oh, this market's oversaturated, oh, this. No. The desire in your heart is different than the desire in mine. But for many people, they suppress it because they're living in shame. They're living in hypermasculine. And so the way back to feeling fucking lit up, fucking turned on by life, like you could feel my energy in this, is connecting back to desire. But in order to connect back to desire, it's not ego desires, it's heart desires or God's desires, whatever terminology you resonate with. And so that only comes online when you're just like deeply connected to your body. Like, oh my gosh, I can like feel, you know? And so another thing that blocks off aliveness, yes, shame, but also the nervous system not having the capacity to be able to feel all of it. It's all about capacity, you know, because to feel alive, you need to feel the fucking rage. You need to feel all of it. Every single person has rage. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, people don't have rage. Everyone has rage. And most people don't allow themselves to feel it. I've had a lot of fucking rage. And that's how I got joy. You know, you can't experience one without the other. But for many people, their nervous system literally does not have capacity to feel the rage. That's why people have like acne or weight gain or autoimmune or whatever. Literally, because they don't have capacity in their nervous system to be able to feel. And so really what loses aliveness is shame, nervous system not having capacity, and also over-rotating to the masculine energy. The masculine energy is all based on survival energy, control, perfection, please, hustle, all of this. You need both in balance. It's not just like kick your feet up, be in the feminine and feel and light and love. You need your inner masculine to hold the container for the feminine. The feminine is literally life force. It's the pulse of life. It's emotion, it's intuition, it's truth, it's energy. And then the masculine like creates the protection, creates the container where like the boundaries are, the safety, their action, you know? So you need both to be able to feel alive. But when your masculine energy is toxic, that's when hustle happens. That's when burnout happens because you're disconnected from the feminine, from the, you know? And so when both are healed and connected and integrated, I should say, you experience grounded freedom and aliveness. So feel free to drop any questions. I know people are coming in and out, but it's so great to have all of you guys here. I love these lives so fucking much. I have a program coming soon. So if you're interested to join, it's going to be all about the things I've been talking about. But really like I'm going to share like four things to reclaim aliveness. The first thing is truth. Your truth is going to be different than mine. And I'm here as a mentor just to guide you back to your truth, to yourself, to help you unlock the answers that already live inside of you. And so for truth, you need to get radically honest about what you feel and what you want. Radically honest. The second thing is you need to release. You need to move suppressed emotions out of the body. You know, that comes a lot from movement. A lot of what I've been doing with my one-on-one clients is helping them build capacity in their nervous system, but we also now are including like embodiment, you know, to let it like sink into the body. The third step to reclaim like your like aliveness, like, ooh, life feels so fucking good, is reconnecting to desire and pleasure. And so in order to reconnect to desire, you need to follow step number 1, which is getting radically honest about yourself and with yourself. Number 2, you need to move suppressed emotions out of the body. So this is all about capacity in the nervous system. Step number 3, you need to open, you need to reconnect with desire and pleasure. But for many people, they're like this. They're living life from their mind like this. They're literally contracted and they're doing things because they think they need to be doing them. You don't at all. You can follow your own truth. I live in Bali. Never thought I'd be living here. I just kept following the energy, following the desire when it didn't really make sense at all. And also allowing myself to be who I truly am. I don't want to be a carbon copy of someone else, you know? And there's many aspects of me, and same for you. We're multidimensional humans. So one day you might be like, you know, masculine, all this. And then other days you might be, you know, deeply connected in with your heart. There's both. It's not this or that. And so once you have gotten very honest with yourself about what you feel and what you want, because your emotions, your feelings are guiding you to what you desire. The second step is building capacity in your nervous system and releasing. So moving the suppressed emotions out of the body. The third is opening, reconnecting to desire, to pleasure. And then activating it. So continuing to do the nervous system work and taking an aligned action daily that makes you feel alive. You know, for myself, like, I'll just share my own journey. Sorry, I'm staying in my body. I have so much joy just like being here with all of you guys, like literally. It's like the highlight of my fucking day. But for my own self and my own like story and journey is I had to get really honest with myself about what I feel and what I want. And when I was in corporate for like 10 years, crushing it, literally, like I was like top 10%, made a shit ton of money, blah, 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 was great. I had to get honest with myself, and my heart was like, this isn't it. And I was like, because I built my whole life on that persona, on that avatar. And I was like, oh shit. I have to like face like, you know, judgment and like all of that, but it really was just myself judging me. That's all it was. And so once I really got honest with myself, I was able to sit with all the suppressed emotions that were in my body, which was like grief, which was anger, which was sadness, which was joy, light, love, like all of it. You don't become magnetic as a human until you've sat with all of it without judgment and allowed yourself to be with all of it. This is why we really need mentors, because you need a mirror, someone to meet you in all of that and help you build capacity. And so when I got honest with myself, I allowed myself to live the life that I want. I used to think I wanted this like hyper masculine life, but I really just don't. I want to just be in my feminine, do, and just like living life from heart, from truth, you know? And so really what I want to share before we close out here is like, you weren't born to live a half alive life. Your soul is craving aliveness, not just like safety. You know, when we are still operating from the illusions of the mind, we're still operating from safety comes from something outside of us. So then we literally live a life that's chasing that and just avoiding the inner truth, which is safety's inside of you. And when you feel safe inside of yourself, when you feel deeply connected to abundance, you live your life how you want, because you know you're always going to be supported and taken care of, because abundance meets you to the degree you've met yourself inside of you. And so aliveness is not like a step-by-step program of like, yeah, how do I feel more like turned on by life, lit up? It's really about feeling again. So really ask yourself, what is one thing that you can do today to feel alive? Hello, Ryan. So great to see you. We're talking about aliveness, feeling alive, feeling joy, feeling lit, all of it. And so aliveness isn't only about just feeling great all the time. It's about being honest with yourself, releasing shame, and allowing yourself to be who you truly are, all of you. You know, a lot of my life, I betrayed my own truth. I suppressed desire. And the problem with when you're disconnecting from yourself, you're disconnecting from aliveness. I would abandon my own needs to appease the masses. A lot of my life, I felt people were triggered by my light. And I've always been really confident. And so I kind of just like tiptoed around, didn't really want to make other people feel uncomfortable. But I would literally suppress my aliveness. So many people lately have been reaching out like, wow, you're so magnetic, you know, and magnetism comes from allowing yourself to be who you truly are and being honest with yourself. When you betray your own truth, when you abandon your own needs, when you're like, no, it's all good, it's all good, I'm not phased, it's all good. And you're going to always constantly chase validation because like you don't feel good inside of yourself. And that's when shame and fear becomes your nervous system's default. And so aliveness is really deeply connecting with your own truth. And your own truth is going to be very different than someone else's, than mine. I'm not here to tell you like to live life how I'm living it. No, we all have different truths inside of ourselves. But really what continues to block aliveness is shame. We all have it. You know, every single human in this world has shame. Every single human in this world thinks something's wrong with them. They're not loved. They don't belong. They're not accepted, like all of it. And so like, let's call it what it is. Let's face truth. Truth is you are, greatness. Like you are enough just as you are, like just breathing. There's nothing you need to do, and you need to take action today, this week, on what makes you feel alive, connected to yourself. What makes me feel alive is speaking. Each morning I place my hand on my heart and I just connect to a higher power on like what I'm meant to share. It's not from my mind. I know business, I know strategy, but I'm not here for that. I'm here for heart. I'm here for truth. I'm here to be a transmission for other people. And when you're in your full authenticity, you not only do you heal the world, but you magnetize your desires without, overactive, hyper masculine energy. When you're in like hyper masculine energy, yes, this is for men and women, you're like control, hustle, constant doing. There's no space to feel or receive. And so like when the masculine and feminine are integrated in a man and a woman, I think at one point 60% of my clients were men. Now I think it's like 50-50. But when the masculine and feminine are integrated, you have space to receive, to attract. And it's not like these weird masculine sales tactics, marketing. Like that's all weird, And so if you really want to come alive within your life, you need to connect deeper into your body. Your body is always guiding you. I'm going to drink some water. Your body's always guiding you. Soon we're gonna have a live on intuition, so I'll save that. But what I'll share is like the answers are inside your body. They're not outside. And for some of my clients before working with me, they're like scrolling on Instagram or on TikTok or looking at other people's lives to try and like get a clue for what they want and their desire. But really, the answers are inside of you. It's all inside of you. Feel free to share any questions you might have. I'm going to connect with my heart and see what else wants to be shared. I have so much joy. It feels just so good just to be myself. What a concept. When you just give yourself permission to be who you truly are, not what you think the world wants from you, not this and that, like you liberate yourself and you also heal the world because you become a walking transmission of just truth, of just, authenticity. And so really, like, I'm not going to summarize all of this. You can watch from the beginning. It'll be on my YouTube or podcast, depending on where you're tuning in from. But really just get brutally honest with yourself, like how you feel and what you want. Emotions are nothing more than energy in the body. They're always guiding you to your own truth. Like for myself, when I was, before I was quitting my corporate job and like leaving my life in San Francisco, I felt just like a lot of anger. And anger is an emotion that many suppress. People don't want to talk about because it's like bad. But anger is something that is guiding you when something's not in alignment. And so just get really honest about what you feel, what you want. And then start doing nervous system work. So you can open yourself up to reconnect with desire and pleasure. And so this week I want you to do one thing that makes you feel alive. And for many people, what makes people feel alive at first is scary, is uncomfortable. When I was leaving my life in San Francisco, burning everything down, I was scared. I've shared many times throughout this, but people only knew me as this like perfect person, this achiever, this, and yes, I'm ambitious. Yes, like I have some of those characteristics, but it was mostly a mask so that people couldn't see my heart. I'm deeply sensitive. I deeply feel, and I didn't really want to be with it. But when you're not with all of yourself, you're not alive. You don't feel alive, and you suppress your energy, you dim yourself. Not only are you not magnetic at all, but you literally repel everything. You repel all your desires, you repel everything. And so when the feminine and masculine come together integrated, we each have these in ourselves, you become limitless. You feel alive in your life, not because life is easy, not because it's only about light and joy, but it's because you're experiencing the full spectrum of your own truth. My own truth has been grief, rage, happiness, joy, light, like literally the full, like a rainbow, the full spectrum. I'm going to just see if anything else wants to be shared. It's so powerful to connect in with your heart, and it's really, really courageous. I think the last thing I'll leave you with is it takes a lot of courage to connect in with your heart, to be who you truly are. If you want to feel alive and lit up by life, it's not about the external things. Trust me, I chased for 10 years. It didn't help me feel alive. It just actually made me feel more empty. If you want to feel alive, you need to connect in with your own heart. You need to listen what your heart is whispering to you. You need to make your heart the loudest voice that you listen to. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you actually see yourself. If you cure and heal the fear of being seen. I had a deep fear of being seen. Oh my gosh. I've always been confident, but I just I had a guard on my heart. And when you guard your heart, you don't let people, places, things into you. You don't allow yourself to experience the fullness of life. You live a life that's half alive. And if it wasn't for the life or death incident, when my eyes flashed before me, I literally fell to this bathroom floor when I was in Texas. And I literally, the last thought I had was, oh my gosh, I'm never going to see my family again. And they're never going to see me. And in this moment, I faced death, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't live a life that was like true and authentic to me. Wow. And my life just like almost flashed before me. And I was like, wow, like I had the money, I had the success, I had the perfect life in San Francisco. I had all of that. I've traveled the world, been in love more than once, and my life almost just flashed before me. And I'll tell you, it's a really, really scary experience. Meeting almost death and feeling like you didn't have the courage to be who you truly are. Feeling like you didn't have the courage to listen to your heart. Like, it's scary, guys. It is scary. And so I'm not here to tell you to live life like me. Your truth is going to be very different. I'm just here to be a full transmission from heart, from love, from truth, on how magical your life can be when you follow your heart, when you allow yourself to be all of you. The only judgment that is your own judgment. So feel free to share any questions before we close out here. I just sprayed essential oil and it feels so good. I think I'll leave that here. I'm not going to summarize because I know that you'll take the codes and wisdom that you need. It doesn't need to be from my own mental mind. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. This will be posted on my podcast and YouTube.